So after completing the discussion on protein and lipid accumulation, now let's discuss about the calcium deposition and the calcification. So calcium deposition and calcification. As we seen that there are many different type of special stain used for staining the many pigments or lipid or protein or the glycogen. Same as that pigments and the glycogen or the lipid, calcium also has a special stain. So let's now check out which special stain is used for the staining of the calcium. So the special stain used for staining of the calcium is hidden under its own name, that is calcium. So from C we can denote von Cosa. From Al, that is alizarin red S, and third one is the calcin. So easy to remember von Cosa as the mnemonic K B C. For K we can see Cosa, for B black, and for C calcium. So whenever the calcium is stained by the von Cosa stain, it gives calcium the black appearance. When it is stained by the alizarin red S, it gives the red color, as the stain denotes it is red in color. The alizarin red S stain is effective that it can detect even small amount of the calcium deposition within the cell or a tissue. Note the important point for the calcium. That is, the gross color of the calcium is chalky white. When it is stained with the hematoxylin or the eosin, so it gives the blue appearance. Whenever it is stained with the von Cosa, it gives the black appearance. And the last one, when it is stained with the alizarin red S, it gives the red appearance. So this is the main important note on the calcium deposition. So remember this point. Now let's move on to the calcification. So calcification. Generally the calcification is of two types, that is dystrophic and the metastatic. Generally dystrophic calcification occur in the dead and degenerative types of the tissues, whereas metastatic calcification occur in the normal tissue. The most common for the metastatic calcification is the lung. The difference between the dystrophic and the metastatic calcification is that the serum calcium level in the dystrophic type of the calcification is normal, whereas in case of the metastatic calcification, the serum calcium level gets elevated. So now let's first discuss about the dystrophic calcification, and later we will discuss about the metastatic calcification. So under the dystrophic type of the calcification, let's first discuss about the Monckeberg sclerosis. First one, that is the Monckeberg sclerosis. It is also called as calcific medial degeneration. Calcific medial degeneration. From calcific, we can say it is a calcium deposition. From medial, it is deposited in the tunica media, that is the middle layer of the blood vessel. And from the degenerative, we can say as it is degenerative for the old age, or it can be having no clinical significance. So after the monkeybuck sclerosis, let's move on to the second one, that is Samoma body. Samoma body. Samoma body gives the concentric lamination of the calcium deposition. Each and everything we are discussing today, we will go through the pictorial representer later on, but now let's discuss about the Samoma body. Easy to remember Samoma body. From the PSMM, from the Samoma, for P, that is papillary carcinoma, most common is the thyroid, or it can be any. Second one, from the S, that is serous cyst adenocarcinoma or somatostatinoma. From M, it is meningioma. And last M, it is the mesothelioma related to the lung. So these are the cases where the Samoma bodies are found in case of the calcium deposition. So now let's discuss about the metastatic one. Generally, the metastatic calcification is found in case of the hyperthyroidism, hyperparathyroidism, in case of the cancers, in case of vitamin D intoxication, or in case of Williams syndrome, or sarcoidosis, or in case of the multiple myeloma. In each of this one, the serum calcium level gets elevated, because as we know that in the metastatic type of the calcification, the calcium in the serum calcium level gets elevated. Remember the first organelle for the calcium deposition is none other than the mitochondria. Each and everything has an exception. So this also has an exception, that except kidney, particularly basement membrane of the kidney, calcium is not getting deposited. So note this point. So last one, that is also important one, that is tetracycline double labeling index. Remember, Tetracycline double labeling index is used for the calculating the data on the bone turnover by injecting the tetracycline. So note this point. So now let's discuss each and everything with the pictorial representation. So first as we discussed about the calcium staining, that is with the von Kosa, we know that when the calcium is stained with the von Kosa, it will give the blackish appearance. So the black appearance here is due to the von Kosa stain for the calcium. In second picture, we can see that calcium is stained with the alizarin red S, which gives the red appearance. As we discussed that it is very effective, that it can even detect the small amount of the calcium. So we can see in the pictorial representation that the calcium deposition, it is in a small amount comparative to the first one. As we can see, in case of the first picture, there is the more calcium deposition than in the second one, that the alizarin red S can detect that one. So in third, we discussed about the calcification type, that is dystrophic and the metastatic. So this picture represented dystrophic type of the calcification. As we discussed that dystrophic calcification occur in the dead or the degenerative tissues. So this is the dead and the degenerative tissues where the calcium has gone deposited. In the second picture, we can see this tissue is degenerated or it is dead tissue. So after the dystrophic one, let's move on to the metastatic. So in case of the metastatic, we discussed that serum calcium level is elevated, but metastatic occurs in case of the normal tissue. So it is the normal tissue, there is no harm to the tissue, but the calcium get deposited within the tissue. So we can see the purplish color, it is the calcium deposition. It is light blue to purple, which is stained with the hematoxylin or the eosin stain. In the second picture, we can see that there is no harm to the tissue. But there is a slight calcium deposition in the tissue of the lung. So after the dystrophic and the metastatic calcification, let's move on to the Monckeberg sclerosis. As we discussed that Monckeberg sclerosis, the calcium deposition occurs in the tunica media of the blood vessel. So here we can see it is the adventitia layer of the blood vessel, This is the tunica media and this is intima. So here we can see the calcium deposition. So the calcium deposition in the tunica media can lead to the Monckeberg sclerosis. Now last but not least, the Samoma bodies. As we discussed that Samoma body gives the concentric lamellar deposition of the calcium. So in picture we can clearly see the concentric lamination of the calcium deposition. We can see the circular deposition of the calcium within the tissue. This is the zoom picture of this one. So we can see the lamellar deposition, not lamellar, it is the specific concentric lamination of the calcium deposition within the tissue. So at this point we completed the intracellular accumulation of the calcium.